Chris Bumstead is losing his hair. Why did he lose his hair? And how can you salvage whatever is left of yours? Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to today's episode. Chris Bumstead is losing his hair. He posted a picture or a video of him doing his hair transplant in Turkey. Now, I know that is not particularly important news or newsworthy to make a video about, but it's what's behind Chris Bumstead losing his hair that we are going to be discussing today. Chris Bumstead losing his hair. Obviously, the man is like a kind of a real life Clark Kent. He's got the height, the eyes, the hair. It was full throughout all his life. But as of recent, he has been kind of losing a lot of that hair, which explains why he went to Turkey, shaved it all off, and is doing his transplant. Now the question is, why did he lose his hair? And how can you salvage whatever is left of yours? So there's two ways you can lose your hair. Number one, we all know it's genetics. Number two, it's obviously using exogenous hormones or steroids or excessive testosterone, whatever you want to call it. You'll always see people like in their early 20s where they're losing their hair. This is because during puberty, your body, has an influx of testosterone, which a lot of does convert into dihydrotestosterone. Now, dihydrotestosterone usually attaches to the receptors in your scalp. Now, to explain this in simple terms, let's say this is the testosterone cell. It has to go and get attached to a carrier, and this carrier will drive it to put it to work. Now, these carriers are located in our scalp, and often, or not often, but when the testosterone or dihydrotestosterone attaches to the scalp receptor, the hair follicle falls. Now, some people are more prone to that than others, which explains why your 23-year-old friend is balding and losing his hair unexplainably at a very young age without using exogenous hormones or steroids. The other way is, of course, using steroids. Someone like myself, I'm 37 years old. I've started, my first cycle was when I was 24 years old, and I wish I knew what I was about to tell you at that age, because it probably would have saved me a lot of hair loss. As you can see, I am also still kind of balding, and I will probably go do the same hair transplant, but I'm trying to salvage what I can from what I've been doing in the last couple of years. The best way to salvage your hair during hair loss, or to prevent hair loss, or to even possibly maybe grow a little bit back is Phenide. Now, Phenide is a type of dihydrotestosterone blocker. It's a DHT blocker. Now, we're not really sure how it works. So does it block all DHT? Or does it block DHT particularly in the scalp? Personally, I think it blocks all DHT, which is kind of weird if you are using, let's say, something like Masteron or Proviron with Phenide. It's basically like banging your head against the wall and taking aspirins as you do so to reduce the headaches. Now, other people say, no, it kind of specifically targets the receptors in your scalp, which is kind of why it prevents the hair loss from happening. We're not too sure about that. I've dug really deep into this. Let me save you the time. We're not really sure. But anyway, what we do know is that Phenide is the best drug to use to prevent hair loss or even possibly grow some of that hair loss back. Now, there's only one problem, and it is not a small problem. The problem is that one of the side effects is having I wouldn't say low libido, but it just stops working. Your thing just stops working completely. And the thing about that is that it's a hit or miss. So some people, they won't have any effects at all, and they're safe to take it, and it's a good ride. And other people, within a few days, they will notice a limp dick, unfortunately. Again, we don't really know why it happens with some people and why it happens with others. It's just kind of genetics, the same way as like some people go on gear, use testosterone, and their blood pressure shoots through the roof and they break out in acne, while others accept testosterone with a smile on their faces and their body's like, yes, this is good for us. But it depends from person to person. So this is one of the side effects. Now, it might have before I used to assume, well, you know what, you can take finasteride while being on testosterone, and the exogenous testosterone will prevent the limp dick from happening. Apparently that's not how it works. Apparently it can still cause a limp dick even if you are on testosterone. It's just something that has to do with the dehydrated testosterone conversion in your body and how it blocks it. Now, I've been using finasteride for several years. I've had no problems, but I do know other people where they would go on it within a few days, like nothing, man, nothing. And you might want to be careful if you're one of the people who does experience this side effect, is that it can cause permanent damage. And you can chat GPT that. It will tell you that it can cause permanent erectile dysfunction. Well, I don't know why I was saying limb dick. It's erectile dysfunction. That's the best thing that you can do. The second best thing you can do is minoxidil. The problem with minoxidil is that, one, you have to be really disciplined. So you have to put it on once in the morning and once before bed. The problem with minoxidil, it will save significant hair loss and it will get your hair a little bit thick again. But the problem is that if you stop, all the hair loss that should have happened is going to happen within the coming few weeks. So let's say you've prevented hair loss of 2 years. The hair loss that would have happened in 2 years is going to happen within the next month or so. So everything's going to fall off. There are a few other things that you can do. Rosemary like cream, not cream, but rosemary drops on your hair really helps. Hydrates the hair, keeps it very healthy, strengthens it. And I've started this like literally just a week ago. But I have been on finasteride and I have been on minoxidil for the longest time ever. The last thing, and I think this, it's very painful and I hate doing it, but I'm trying to implement it in my hair routine, is derma rollers. So these little spikes, and you have to like kind of roll in the areas that our hair is falling. And the idea behind that is that it stimulates blood flow and in return either, prevents hair loss or possibly kind of thickens the area again. Yes, it actually can thicken the area. So I've been trying to do it over here. As you can see, I'm trying to salvage as much as possible, but it is what it is. So I wish I had known these things before. And I'm sure if you follow Chris Bumstead, you're kind of wondering, well, how can I prevent myself from experiencing the same thing? Well, there you have it. And that is today's episode, and I hope this was useful for you guys. Please subscribe to my channel. It's new. It's just exhausting building this all over again. I have my Arabic channel that has 1.3 million subscribers, and the English thing is very rough for me, especially as it's not my first language. But I'm doing my best, so please subscribe. And for customized programs or for one-on-one coaching, please visit the 2 websites that I've left in the description box and in the comments, and go follow my Instagram. I post some really cool and useful content in there, and I'll see you on the next episode. Guys, there is one more thing that I actually forgot to mention that I had to refilm and add that clip onto the whole video, and I don't know how that slipped my mind, but one of a very effective method to kind of prevent or restore hair loss. It's the reason why I didn't mention it is because it's a little expensive. But with that said, when combining it with the finasteride, with combining it with the minoxidil, with all the other things that you're doing, you might see a huge benefit. And I think that's one of the contributions that I kind of grew my head back. Check this before and after picture. So these 2 shots were about, I think, maybe 8 months apart. 7 months apart, and what I did was PRP. So basically they take a little bit of your blood, they put it in a machine, and then they take the plasma cells and they re-inject it back into your scalp in the balding areas. You won't see a result right away, and you have to do, I think, 4 sessions, 1 month between each session. And then a few months after that, you're gonna slowly start seeing results, and the hair kind of grows thicker in those areas back. But personally, I'm telling you, I would think it'll work. You will see a difference, but it'll be that much more pronounced and better when combining it with the other things. So that's today's video. I hope it was useful for you guys. Again, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.